Hello students, in the last video I have explained a vacuum gauge known as Pirani gauge, and we have seen that this Pirani gauge, it works on the basic property of gas, that is thermal conductivity. Now today in this video I am going to explain one more type of vacuum gauge, that is penning gauge. Let us see what is the basic principle of operation of penning gauge. An ionizing gauge with no hot filament, it was reported in 1937 by a scientist Penning. So it is named after this scientist Penning, and it was invented in 1937. So basically it is a ionization gauge. Ionization of gas, that is the basic principle. So you know that whenever accelerated electron there strikes on the gas molecule, the gas will be ionized. So here a positive ion, each collision of electron with the gas molecule will produce a positive ion and an electron. So the ionic current, if we measure, so that will indicate the level of pressure, because the number of collisions that will take place by the accelerated electron, that is proportional to number density of the gas or molecular density of the gas. So pressure, you know that pressure is directly proportional to number density or molecular density. Therefore, depending on the ionic current, one can directly say it can be calibrated for the pressure measurement. So that is the actual basic principle of ionization gauge. But even though penning gauge is a ionization gauge, remember here, for production of electron, hot filament method is not used here. No hot filament. So what technique is used, that we are going to study here. So this is the main feature. Even though it is a ionization gauge, hot filament is not used. Hot filament means by electrically heating the filament, the electrons can be emitted, and those electrons further will be accelerated by high potential. So that is what the hot filament technique. But here hot filament technique is not used in penning gauge. Now one more important feature I just want to point out here about this penning gauge is that in these gauges the ion current associated with a magnetically confined self-sustaining discharge is the basis for pressure measurement. Self-sustaining discharge, which is also known as penning discharge. Okay, so the electron which is produced in this penning gauge, that will not directly collide, or that will be not directly traveling towards the anode, but it will be confined because of the existence of magnetic field, and there will be a process known as self-sustaining discharge. This is also known as penning discharge, and this is the main feature or main basis for pressure measurement in case of penning gauge. So penning gauges is based on the penning discharge, and this penning discharge we already studied in one of the video in module 3rd while studying a type of vacuum pump known as ion pump. I have already described what is actually penning discharge. So if you remember, at that time I have explained the actual cell which is known as penning cell. Okay, penning cell. And the ion pump, the basic principle of ion pump is actually this penning discharge. And here also in penning gauge the same principle is used here for measurement of pressure, So when high voltage is applied to the anode means the actual electrode where the electron will be attracted, or for accelerating the electron, very high potential is needed to be applied to the anode. So because of this high voltage, there can be a field emission. Okay, so the electron can be directly produced because of very high electric field. If that is sufficient to overcome the actual work function of the filament, then there can be a emission of electron. So that is the starting point. Or there can be a interaction of cosmic rays or other energetic particle which can initiate the discharge or which can strike the discharge. So since here no hot filament or thermionic emission is not actually used, so cold emission is used. So this high electric field is enough to start the field emission, and that is the difference here in the process of ionization, production of ionization. Now let us see the actual mechanism and how the penning gauge works. So basically what is penning gauge? The main part is this anode. You can see this vertical tube A. I have mentioned here A, that is the anode A. It is a short tube and typically it is kept at a very high positive potential of 3 kilovolt. You can see here the positive, it is kept at positive potential of 3 kilovolt, and it is located between two circular plates. You can see this blue one, very dark blue color. These are actually cathode plates. K indicates for cathode plates. So this vertical tube which is acting as an anode, that is kept at very high positive potential, and it is placed in between these two cathode plates. Now these two cathode plates, if you see here, they are going to the negative of the supply. That means they are earth here. You can see they are earth, and in series with these two we have connected a meter, and that particular meter is current meter actually. Okay, it is a current meter. Now you can see on this side a vertical arrow I have shown indicating the direction of magnetic field. So actual mechanism for producing the magnetic field I have not shown in this particular diagram, but what is required here is for producing this penning discharge, a very strong magnetic field of the order of 0.1 Tesla is supplied by the external magnet, and the direction of this particular magnetic field is parallel to the axis of this anode. Okay, it is parallel to the axis of the anode. So what happens because of this particular arrangement? Let us see now. That means how this works. Now this penning gauge we are going to fit in a particular part of your vacuum chamber. Okay, so that means here it is exposed to this part is exposed to the gas molecules present inside the chamber, because we want to measure the level of vacuum inside the chamber. Now depending on the pressure, you know that number, density and pressure, they are directly proportional. So as the vacuum level increases, the number, density will decrease. Vacuum level increases means pressure decreases. Okay, so pressure decreases means the number, density will also decrease. So what happens here? Once the electrons are produced here because of the field emission or any other cause, because of the cosmic ray interaction or striking of highly energetic particle, initially these electrons are highly accelerated, okay, because of this high positive potential, and they come in contact with the gas molecules inside the chamber. So when this highly energetic electron collide with the gas molecule will get ionized. Okay, provided the energy of the electron must be greater than the ionization potential of the particular gas species. So for each collision, a pair of electron and a positive ion will be produced. So what will happen? The ion, since it is positively charged, it will be attracted to the cathode plate, because you know the cathode plate, it is connected to the negative of the supply, or it is earth. So it will travel either to this side, because cathode plates, they are placed on both sides. So whichever is closer to that particular ion, the ion will travel to that cathode plate and it will constitute a current. Okay, so that current is important for us. Now let us see what happens to the electron. Ion will travel to this side. So during collision, one electron and one ion is produced. So ion travel in this direction. What happens to the electron? Now because of this magnetic field, this electron is not free, or it will not directly attracted to this anode, because anode is at high potential. before that, before striking the anode, because of presence of the strong magnetic field along parallel to the axis of this anode, there will be a force acting on the electron, and because of this particular force, this electron travels in a very long oscillatory path. Okay, so it will perform a oscillatory path before striking on the anode, and due to this long oscillatory path, there are possibilities of more number of collisions. Okay, and each time when there is a collision, a pair of electron and hole will be created, not a whole, ion. So a pair of electron and ion will be created. This ion will travel in the external circuit, and electron now will be accelerated because of this positive potential. So this new electron produced because of collision and with the gas molecule, this new electron is now further available for new collisions. So this discharge, Penning discharge, is self-sustaining. Every time whenever there is new collision, new electron is produced, and this newly produced electron will further undergo collision with the gas molecule. So this is what self-sustaining Penning discharge, and in this way the number of ions produced, they will travel in the external circuit. Now the number of ions produced will depend upon the molecular density, that means the number density. So how many gas molecules are there per unit volume inside the chamber, and that is actually directly proportional to the pressure. That means one can say that this ionic current is measure of pressure inside the chamber. That means the vacuum level. Okay, it directly indicates the vacuum level. So one can calibrate this meter, this current meter, ionic current meter, for measurement of vacuum. So this is how this Penning gauge works. Let us see some important points regarding the operation of this Penning gauge. Now the rate of ionization, as I have mentioned, it depends on molecular density, and the ion current is roughly proportional to the pressure. But there are certain limitations. This Penning gauge is well suited in the range of 10⁻⁻⁶ to 10⁻⁻³ millibar. Okay, so there is a limitation on the very low pressure side also and high pressure side also. Okay, what are these limitations? Let us see. So towards the low pressure, limit is generally because of the presence of field emission current. So at a very low pressure, you know that the number density will be decreasing, because number of gas molecule will decrease as you decrease the pressure. That means the vacuum level is increased, and less gas molecules are there, for very less number of collisions are there, and in these particular cases, the current that we measure, it becomes indistinguishable from the ion current. It becomes indistinguishable from the ion current, and therefore this is the limitation here towards the low pressure side. And at upper pressure side, what is the limitation? A glow discharge becomes dominant. Okay, so because of a very large number of electrons available to produce the collisions, and large number of electrons are accelerated, so that will create a glow discharge, and therefore one cannot go beyond certain limit. The use of this Penning gauge is restricted to the higher pressure side also. So as I have mentioned, the lower limit, the discharge is extinguishes because there is insufficient ionization to sustain it. So less and less gas molecules are there, therefore the discharge, Penning discharge, will not be sustained, or it extinguishes, and therefore at a very low pressure also we cannot use this Penning gauge. So this is what the range restrictions we can say for the use of this Penning gauge. And one more thing, as I have mentioned earlier also, that the response of the gauge is gas dependent. Why it is gas dependent? You know that the ionization potential, so whatever the initial energy of the electron which is colliding with the gas molecule, the gas molecule will get ionized only if the energy of the electron is greater than the ionization potential. Okay, if the energy of the electron is not sufficient, then the gas molecule will not be ionized, remember. So therefore the response of the gauge is gas dependent. the same energy of the gas electron is not going to produce ionization for all type of gas species present in the gas chamber. Remember, in the gas inside the chamber contains different types of molecules. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, helium, argon, neon, whatever it may be. Okay, methane, water vapor, or any other species. So, what is the level of that particular electron? Accordingly, it will only be able to ionize certain species of the gases present inside the chamber, not all. Okay, depends ionization potential value, and therefore the discharge is somewhat unstable. Discharge is unstable. Okay, so it may happen that whatever the energy of the electron, the ionizable species will get ionized, but those which are having higher ionization potential will not be ionized, and therefore the discharge will not be sustained. It will become unstable, and therefore the good accuracy will not be claimed, or it cannot be claimed for this penning gauge. So if you want high accuracy of vacuum measurement, then this penning gauge is not the best choice. Remember here. So for high accuracy measurement of vacuum, penning gauge is not the best choice. So that is what the limitation of this particular vacuum gauge, that is